My love for you is immeasurable. It cannot be touched by words. It can only be alluded to. So, in the next hour, I presume, or however long this video ends up being, I'm going to attempt to reflect back to you the wave of emotions that I have been engulfed within in the past 24 hours. I cherish each and every single one of you so deeply, and I wish there were many, many more of me so I could somehow have the time and energy to respond back to each of your beautiful words and stories and just outpourings of love. I feel so limited by language in even coming close to scratching the surface of what I'm feeling right now. I've been searching for home. I've been searching for this place, right? For so long. Like, so many of my videos are like, I am home, or like, my new room, I moved to California, like all of these things. And it's like I've always been searching for was standing right in front of me the entire time. And it was you. You are my refuge. Each of you, collectively, we have woven together this sanctuary of serenity, of peace, of acceptance, that I just feel free to just like expand to encompass all that I am within and create space for all of you to be who you are. And it's just so beautiful that we have this, and I'm just in awe of all of us. I feel as though I've released this deeply embedded blockage that I've been carrying with me for an incredibly long time that has prevented me from stepping into the fullness of my being. Watching that video back, my story, it was almost as if I was having an out-of-body experience. I was blown away by what was coming through me, by the words pouring from me. And you will be in awe of what you are able to embody when you fully release fear and judgment from your own self-expression. After releasing those two videos, I think I can rightfully take the title of most sporadic random YouTuber of all time. I went down to the ocean and the water was just the most beautiful crystalline blue, and I just swam in it for hours and just played in it and just laughed, having so much fun just scampering through the ocean on my own. I felt like I was a little kid again, and I felt as though I was being bathed in the sweet nectar of divinity. And even though I wasn't tangibly, physically reading and absorbing your beautiful words, I could feel them. Like, I could just feel this surge of energy and of fulfillment just rise up within me, and I was just floating in the ocean, and I opened my eyes and I just looked out like across the entire vastness of the Pacific and just at this little island, and I was just like we did it, like we came here. I was just overwhelmed with gratitude. I just continue to feel chills pour through me. Like right now I'm sitting in this room and it's sweltering hot, and I just feel them. Like I'll just breathe, and it just happened again. Like I'll just close my eyes and breathe, and I feel this flow of chills just rolling across my skin from head to toe, and it's the most beautiful feeling. Like it can't even be put into words. For the past week, I have been living alone in an Airbnb. Treehouse life was very aesthetically pleasing for what I was seeking to create in that video and that film, and it was beautiful and it was amazing, and it was a very humbling experience. Going into it, I knew that it was not long term. I am so so, so, so grateful to you, Ashley, for letting me into your life and letting me share that space with you. You are one of the most kind, selfless human beings I know, and I hope you're watching this. And if you are, you should text me because I want to see you before I leave, which I'll get to later. At first, when you move in with someone, it's very fun and it's like you're just kids exploring the world again for the first time. But then you come to realize that you're sharing a space that's about 100 square feet with another human, and you've been sleeping on a couch for 3 weeks and going to the bathroom in the forest and carrying filtered water up the hill every time you're thirsty, and it kind of loses its sweetness. I knew that in order to piece together that film that I did, in order to breathe life into all of these ideas in my head, I had to be in my own space, because when you are living that closely with someone else, your energy is infiltrating one another's, and I could almost feel myself just becoming more relaxed and not as driven, and I was like, no, I need to create this, I need to make this video. And so I booked an Airbnb that I've been staying in for the past week, and I haven't seen sunlight until yesterday. That's the burn on my nose. I did not realize how much I missed this, like connecting, creating. There's no feeling like pouring every ounce of passion and love into something and just cultivating it. It's like I almost feel like I was in labor, like with this baby that I was just like growing and piecing together, and finally it's like I gave birth and like it's out and it's in the world. That's such a weird analogy to use, but that's kind of what I felt like in the making of this video. Like one night at 3 a.m. my computer straight up crashed. Not just Final Cut crashed, my actual computer crashed and shut down, and I thought I had lost everything. Like, there were so many ups and downs with this, and the fact that it's done and it's up and I can share this life with you, it's like I missed this so, so, so deeply and so much, and I've been caught up in such a whirlwind of recent shifts within my life, like moving into my new apartment, flying to Hawaii, coming back, trying to tie up loose ends in LA before moving here, visiting my mom in Colorado. Like, there's been so much going on that I have not been able to dedicate as much energy to this as I have been aching to. Creation and making films, like, this nourishes my soul. This is what makes me feel alive. I was finally finished with the video and I uploaded it to YouTube, and I got a copyright claim notice, which basically means that the video is still up and it won't be taken down, but just that I'll be receiving no revenue from it. So I rented out an Airbnb solely for the purpose of creating that film, and I'm making nothing from it. And that's when you know that you found your passion. That's when you know that you are fulfilled in what you're doing, when it's no longer driven by money. It's just driven by the pure authenticity of your spirit and what makes you feel alive. Yes, we need money, and yes, I need money in some way, but to do what I do requires very little. I think it's a common misconception that in order to travel, in order to live this life of freedom, of non-attachment, you have to be loaded or you have to come from wealthy parents. And I want you to know that this is not true. I choose to spend my money on experiences over things. All of my expenses are either rent or a place to live, like this Airbnb, transportation to and from places, and food, because nourishing my body with the right nutrients is so, so, so important. And I do want to be filming some more what I eat in a day videos coming up here soon, because it's been a while and I've definitely shifted some things recently. And so I know a lot of you have been asking for that, and I will film some of that. But yeah, I guess I just want you to know that this is possible. It's not something that's as far out of reach as it may appear to be. I do sacrifice certain things that many people place value upon, like having a car. I haven't driven a car in nearly a year. I don't know if I drove a car if I would even remember how to. Well, I'm sure I would, but it would definitely be kind of a weird experience at first because I've just been either hitchhiking like up to this Airbnb. So I'm staying in an Airbnb in Pubukea, and it's really close to the ocean, but it's just up this really steep hill. So coming up here, you have to hitchhike if I'm like leaving the grocery store or just trying to come back. A lot of people who live up here actually don't even have cars. Like, Hawaii is just so incredible because strangers here just become your family in a matter of seconds. Everyone is so warm and feels so familiar, and it's just beautiful. And so yeah, I'm learning more and more to rely on other people for support and help when I need it. But yeah, long story short, I am definitely not loaded, and you don't have to be either to make this happen, and I want you to know this. Thank you for being so patient as I process through everything and just figure out what I'm doing and just find a resting ground where I can just be. This slightly leads into the next topic of this video, which is I am moving again. Surprise! In coming to Hawaii this time around, my plan was to settle down and find a place to rent on the North Shore of Oahu. And I think this is because this is the area that I spent most of my time in last time I was here. And while I was staying with Ashley and for the past week I've been here, I was looking on Craigslist for places to rent out. I was looking up North Shore of Oahu because I don't really want to live in Honolulu. It's basically just like a little mini LA in Hawaii. It's just bone dry. Like, there's absolutely nothing here on North Shore. And then I realized, what if this isn't where I'm supposed to be? I know I need to be in Hawaii right now, but what if I need to go to a different island? I feel an intense pull to go to Kauai. When I was there last time, I don't think I stayed in that place long enough to really soak in all that it was. But even for the few moments I was there, I could feel how sacred that place is. If any of you have been to Kauai, let me know if you've experienced the same. Kauai is the third eye chakra island. That's what it represents. Oahu is the throat chakra, and I'm fairly sure Maui is the sacral chakra. So Maui is like creativity and a lot of feminine energy there, and Oahu symbolizes clear communication, speaking your truth. The big island is the root chakra, so it's very grounding and rooted. And in Kauai, I just felt my connection to source becoming deeper and deeper when I was there, hiking through the Nepali coast and just being in this lush garden aisle. Because yes, it is lush here on Oahu, but Kauai is like a straight up rainforest. Like, it rains there very frequently, and energy and power of that place is tangible. Like, you can just feel it being there. And I just kind of came to realize that I have undergone an immense internal transformation in these past few months through painting for the first time and through just embodying this divine feminine who I am, this being that I just love and I support and I see, and just shedding so many layers. And I have not yet had time to fully internalize this shift on my own. Yes, when I was living in LA, I was technically alone in that apartment, but I was not in an environment that was very nurturing for this healing to transcend and take place. And I just feel drawn to go to Kauai at this time and to just be. Just being in this Airbnb by myself for the past week has been it's been amazing. I'll show you guys how I've kind of decorated it. This is my little corner. My candles and incense and crystals and rings, essential oils. This book, hang on. So this book It's called Pussy, Reclamation by Regina Thompson Schuer. I hope I'm saying that right. It is by far the most liberating, freeing, empowering book of stepping into the goddess that you are that I have ever been graced to read. If you are a woman and you are struggling with self-acceptance, with identity, with always surrendering your needs to help others and always putting yourself last, even if you are a woman who's full on in her lioness goddess power, like, you still need to read this book because it's incredible. I cannot recommend it enough. So I have not been able to put that down. I just kind of created this little space. There's Isla and there's my moon goddess piece, and then I hang that little macrame. I put a little tapestry over there. Even though it's just a room that I'm renting out here, it feels so good to just be in my own space and to just soak and bask in my own energy. So that is what I am seeking out when I go to Kauai. And this is me being spontaneous. And right now, I'm going to book a one-way ticket to Kauai in this very moment, making this video. I just searched for flights to Kauai one way. I'm on the Hawaiian Airlines website and I'm just gonna put in from Oahu to Kauai and depart tomorrow, Saturday the 13th of May, one way. There's one for $69 leaving 2 p.m. from Honolulu. So after I've booked that, it's time to find an Airbnb. I was thinking of just doing Airbnb the entire time I'm in Kauai while I'm searching for a space to call my own, because that is what I want. I want a space where I can just be by myself and continue to film, continue to create. It's more difficult, definitely, for me to make videos like this when I'm sharing space with other people. And I was thinking, if I'm staying in an Airbnb the entire time while I'm looking for a place, like, what if it takes me a month to find the right space? So I thought to go on to Craigslist and look for rooms to rent out. I don't know if you guys are with me, but I rented out that room in Venice for a few months back this last winter, and it's amazing to do that because oftentimes you can find something that's month to month, and then that way you aren't locked into a lease, that way you aren't jumping into something that you aren't sure you want to commit to, and that way you also aren't paying a ridiculous amount staying in Airbnbs every night while you're searching for a more permanent place. So I went onto Craigslist the other night and I typed in rooms in Kauai, and an ad came up, and it was for the most beautiful place. It was written in complete sentences and it had no spelling mistakes, so I automatically take that as a good omen. And I called them, and they are a house of entrepreneurs, of artists, of photographers, and I talked to them for the longest time, and they're literally the sweetest human beings. And so essentially I'm going to be booking an Airbnb right now for a few nights when I first get to Kauai while I meet them and like check out the space. And then I have a good feeling that I'm going to be moving into this room probably for a month while I find a more permanent place to be in Kauai. So that is the plan for now. Let's look up Airbnbs. I'm staying in Kapa'a in Kauai. So on Airbnb's website, I just typed in Kapa'a, Hawaii. I found this little Airbnb in Kapa'a and it looks super sweet. It's called the Peacock Room. So I think I'm going to book this. It's $85 a night, which isn't too bad compared to some of the other ones. The other night was the full moon, and in honor of that, I wrote down some intentions for this upcoming year and just for the next few months going to Kauai that I wanted to share with you guys. And I also wanted to share with you some of my previous journal entries and intentions that I've written, and just to kind of show you how powerful it is, because setting intentions mentally is incredible, but there's something that is so sacred about actually inscribing them and writing them down, because that also gives you the ability to look back on them and reflect on them later on. Like, so many of our thoughts just kind of drift away and we lose sight of them, but when you put a pen to paper and give it that worth and that meaning, I feel that it holds a lot more power. So I'm currently using my journal as a tripod, so let me just pull this out from under you real fast. I got this journal at this little home goods store in Venice, and it just looks like sand or just like cosmic ocean. I love it so much. It like has gold sparkles on it. So first, I'm going to read you a few of my intentions that I set for the new year. So these were intentions that I wrote down on January 1st of this year. I wrote a little like New Year intentions. Number 1, deepen my spiritual practice so that I can flow through life in a constant state of peace that others can rest into in my presence, so that my intuitive nature can surface and everything else can fall away, so that my inner awareness can be heightened, so that I can release fear and judgment from myself, surrendering to what is. Attract abundance into my life without self-identification with it, so that my footsteps can travel through every inch of this earth, radiating love and gentle compassion through every being I touch. Immersed in beauty, rooted in strength, trusting uncertainty, so that I can create a space of tranquility for my angel, my mom, so that I can give her a home, give her the love she has so selflessly given to me. I will not resist my natural state of being. Love, 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 love. Love is the deepest connection to my highest self. There is love in everything or love in nothing, and I believe it is in everything. So these are just the manifestations I wrote for the new year, and I have definitely watched them unfold. These next intentions I'm going to read were the manifestations I wrote down for the Pisces new moon, and I wrote these down when I was here for the first time, and I had just fallen in love. And it was our last night here on Oahu, actually, when I wrote this, before flying to Kauai. Pisces full moon manifestations. I don't know if you guys could read that. Sometimes the focus is a bit off. I haven't actually read these since I wrote them, so this is going to be a trip. I am a living reminder of the magic within this world, a source of healing and love for everyone graced by my presence. I am empowered, capable beyond measure, carried by the divinity within in every step I take. I am abundant, so rich in life that it seeps through every inch of my skin. My finances do not withhold me from anything. I am loved unconditionally by someone who sees me, a rock, who I am whole without but strengthened in connection. We'll see how that one pans out. My bond to spirit is unwavering, strong enough to pull me from the depths of my greatest fear. This one. I belong here, Hawaii. This place is sacred. I feel as though I rediscovered a piece of my soul left untouched here, long, long ago. Now I have become one. I will be free from any threat of doubt. I am flying. I am here. I am home. I am really, truly home. I did it. I came here. This is so powerful. If you do this, please do it. Just, if you do this, please do it. You will be blown away by what is created from intuitive intentions that are set. So I just kind of doodled on this page and wrote out my full moon manifestations from the other night. Find a sanctuary in Kauai to nurture this rebirth within, a place where I can heal, absorb, rest, a living refuge. Embody creative fluidity, live in a constant state of remembrance. I love you, Claire. Thank you. Sometimes I just write myself little notes of encouragement, and it may sound silly, but it truly does help. It's like waking up every single morning and just looking in the mirror and saying that you love yourself. You may feel so silly and so ridiculous doing it, but trust me, it will change the course of that entire day. I never want any of you to compare your life to mine. The intention beneath everything I create is rooted in empowerment. I hope that by watching this life unfold, you feel inspired to create your own. I never want any of you to envy me. I never want any of you to feel inadequate when you watch these videos. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel worthy. I want you to feel deserving, because happiness is your birthright and no one can steal that away from you. You were not placed here to suffer, contrary to popular belief. A question I'm asked frequently is, how do I begin? And I kind of touched on that in my last video, but I didn't go as fully into depth with that as I would have liked to. So here it goes. First, you must release attachment to everything that you have been conditioned to know and believe about this world. You have to become empty in order for your intuition to surface. So many of us are so consumed in the voices of this world and in maintaining all of these layers in order to feed our self-worth from the validation of those who surround us. And we're constantly shifting who we are to reflect and emulate whoever we're surrounded by, and that is just exhausting. So first, you just have to be still and be empty and learn to see this world through the eyes of a child. When we are young, we are each fed by this source of eternal happiness that is not contingent on the fluidity of this external illusion. Your happiness is not determined by what you look like, by what nice clothes you have, by what car your parents drive. Like, when you're a kid, you're just free to be, and you don't care about any of those things. But as we get older and our psyche becomes infiltrated with all of these voices that are not our own, our intuition and our vision and our truth becomes clouded. So you need to learn to nurture and almost protect your consciousness as if it's a child. And this starts by becoming empty through being so incredibly discerning in what you allow to infiltrate your mind. Stop mindlessly watching TV. Stop listening to music that doesn't make you feel good. Stop following people on social media who make you question your own self-worth. Like, every single thing you allow in, ask yourself if it's truly filling you up, if it's truly fulfilling you, if it's truly enriching your life and pushing you to become the person you are seeking to be. And if it's not, then why are you not honoring your worthiness? Why are you not honoring the sacred gift that is this life, that is this miracle that we have been given? As you go through this purification process and as you cleanse your mind from all of this fear-based programming that has kept you locked into this lower vibration your entire life, it may be painful. You may begin to feel things that you have been masking for years, but it is so important to release that and to let yourself feel, to let yourself cry. You may feel as though your sensitivity is being heightened through this purging process. In a sense, you may feel as though you're almost merging with all the other beings that surround you. And this is literally just your spirit expanding to encompass all that you are. So trust in every step of this ascension process, because you are carried and you are taken care of along the way. And when you choose to see yourself as a living miracle, you become one. So that is, I think, the first and most important step, is just being so discerning in what you take in the music you listen to, in what you watch on YouTube, on TV, everything. It's all programming you. It's all creating your thoughts. So if you're just mindlessly absorbing most of what's out there, you're going to be operating at the level of the collective, which is programmed by fear and driven by lack. So in order to rise beyond it, you have to nurture your truth and nurture your divinity. And as you take another and another and another step in the direction of your intuition, in alignment with your truth, it will become easier and easier. At first, my intuition was like a little whisper, and now it's like a fucking lion roar. I can hear her from a mile away, and I know when I need to do something. I know when I need to go somewhere. I knew today when I woke up that I had to sit down and film this video, and it feels so alive doing this. Like I said earlier, I've missed this so much, and this is just so incredibly fulfilling for me. I wanted to share a little bit of this book, my other favorite book in the entire world, The Untethered Soul. Even more than the book Pussy. This book, I so deeply wish that everyone had access to the powerful collection of words within these pages. They have changed my entire life, and this book is so beautiful because it will meet you wherever you're at. Like, if you've never even explored spirituality, if you don't even know where to begin, it will meet you right there. And with each chapter, it goes a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper and helps you just pull off these shackles of fear that have just kept us bound to our limitations. This chapter I'm reading from is the last one, and it reflects what I've been experiencing and what I've been feeling just in the past 24 hours especially, but just in general in the past few months of this ascension process and of expansion. So I wanted to share a little bit of this. How does it feel when you drift up? You don't feel as much anger, fear, or self-consciousness. You don't feel resentment toward people. You don't close or get tight as often. Things still happen that you don't want to happen, but they don't seem to touch you as much. They can't reach back to where you are because you drifted behind the part of you that reacts to those things. It is just what naturally happens when you let go of the lower vibrations of your being. You just drift in and up to the deeper vibrations. Where are you going? Even if you have no basis for understanding what is happening to you, you are still having the undeniable experience of going somewhere. What you begin to feel is as if you're going into your spiritual being. As you associate less and less with the physical and psychological parts of your being, you begin to identify more and more with the flow of pure energy. What does it feel like to identify more with spirit than with form? You used to walk feeling anxiety and tension. Now you walk around feeling love. You just feel love for no reason. Your backdrop is love. Your backdrop is openness, beauty, and appreciation. You don't have to make yourself feel that way. This is just how the spirit feels. If you are asked how the body normally feels, you may say it's generally uncomfortable about one thing or the other. How about the psyche? If you were being totally honest, you'd probably say it's full of complaints and fears. Well, how does the spirit feel? The truth is, it always feels good. It always feels high. It always feels open and light. Because of this, you naturally begin to center more and more on the spiritual part of your being. You do this not by reaching for spirit, but by letting go of the rest. There is really no other way. The personal self cannot touch spirit. You must release the personal self. As you release it, you drift back. As you go further back, you get higher. You get higher in vibration and higher in the amount of love and lightness that you feel. You just begin to soar. This happens in an ever-increasing continuous progression. As you let go and willingly release the psychological, emotional, and mental aspects of your being, spirit becomes your state. You don't claim to understand what is happening to you. You just know that as you go further and further back, it gets more and more beautiful. When the drop of consciousness that knows itself as an individual drifts back far enough, it becomes like the drop that falls into the ocean. The individual consciousness falls into universal oneness, and that's it. Thank you for being my oneness. Let's fly to Kauai.